Good evening. Hope everybody had a great Sunday. I hope you all enjoyed my Bob Joyce Sunday video today. I've been out working in my yard using my rotary tiller and got up by my fire pit using my rotary tiller to dig the hole, and I use that dirt to fill in over where it floods, but it's just not enough dirt. I need at least 3 inches of dirt to take care of my flooding problem. Don't have the money. And I want to thank the people that look the real short video of my kitty cats on their tree house. I guess you call it a tree house. Margaret was up there. She'd been going crazy all day in I call it a hotel room. Just big enough for 2 or 3 cats to get in there and sleep, but it'd be crowded. And you all saw the little ball. Sheila hit that. There's another one down maybe the second floor. Them kitty cats have been having a ball with that tree house. And, it took about a week to put it together. There was no YouTube videos on that tree house. So I typed it into my search engine. There, the first thing popped up was that tree house that we had. And I looked at that, looked at the instruction. It showed me where everything went. It didn't take no time to put it together. So everything worked out. I love my kitty cats. I want to thank, there's some people that popped in on my Bob Joyce. You don't have to. Bob Joyce did have a good sermon tonight. If you all watch it, you can go back and listen to it. I wish I could show you other videos of Bob Joyce, especially the one he does in the morning time, which is the music part of the church. And after that, then he does his preaching. But I can't share that with you. Because, hello, Yoakum. How you doing this fine Sunday night? And I didn't get out today. No, I didn't get out. I was going to buy a loaf of bread, but I didn't do it. I stayed at home. So I might go out tomorrow to the dollar store and get me a loaf of bread. Maybe, I don't know. And using that rotary tiller, people, it does wear me out. My back problems, my arthritis, my heart problems. Change the bed sheets on my bed and a blanket I keep underneath the sheet. Wash the 2 sheets and a blanket. And funny thing about it, I didn't take them out and put them on the clothesline. I guess I'll do that tomorrow. If it don't rain. I know they're talking about rain. But you saw, I guess I uploaded, maybe put it in a comment, that the rainstorm we had, what was it, Friday? And a tornado struck in Louisville, Kentucky. 18 people killed. One in one county of Kentucky, and I think next door to the other county, 17 people got killed. And the airport, wherever it was in Kentucky, got damaged. And a helicopter, I think it was maybe a medical helicopter, I'm not sure, got damaged. So I want you all to send prayers out to those people in Kentucky that lost their lives. And, it's bad. It must have been time for them to go. I've been watching on YouTube, HOA videos. I guarantee you, I wish I was that smart to write a story like that. I remember when I was in school 50 some odd years ago, you had to write poems and maybe a little story. I wasn't that smart in school. I'm being honest with you people on the planet. And man, if I could write stories like that, I could really get my subscribers up, get my watch hours up. I could have some doozy stories like the HOA, but I couldn't live in the HOA. I know it's for entertainment, but Lordy, if I had a HOA like they had on those YouTube videos, I know what I'd do. I'd go, bam, is what I would do. But knock on wood, I don't live in the HOA. I do hear stories of some HOAs that I know for a fact some of that crap goes on. I don't know what the law is in Indiana on HOAs or the county. Every state's different. And I want to thank all the people that watched Bob Joyce tonight. I hope you got something out of it. If you didn't, that's okay. And any of you people, it's on CB radio. I guess you all had a great day today, too, because the skip was rolling in. I love talking skip, but I don't have the money to get me an amp. But that's okay. If God wants me to have it, 100 to 200 watts amp is all I need. We can plug into the wall and don't have to use a power supply. And people in the kitchen, you got your kitchen sink and you got a spraying thing. I've been trying to figure out how to get the spray thing hooked up to the hose. I couldn't figure that out. And I got my glasses on, looked at the picture, this and that. I just couldn't figure it out. But I did. I got that hooked up. Now all I have to do is get underneath the sink. That might be a project tomorrow. Because, Mondays I don't get on YouTube because of Hudson and Rex. Hudson and Rex is a show out of Providence of Canada. Hudson is the detective, and Rex is the canine dog. And I love watching that. That lady, you can go on YouTube, type in Hudson and Rex. I think you got 7 seasons of Hudson and Rex. And that dog is smart, even as an actor. His real name, Rex's real name was Diesel. He died over a month ago because he had cancer. And he'll be missed, but he got other brothers that takes his place. You can tell if you've been watching Hudson and Rex as long as I have, you can tell there's a different dog. And I love it. And, Sunday's a good day. It's time for you to spend your time, Saturday and Sunday, the time you spend with your family, your kids, because they go to school Monday through Friday. School is almost out. I guess sometime this month, school will be out for the summer months. When I was in school, people, we didn't go back to school until after Labor Day. About 2 months of summer vacation, they go back to school. And in case you all miss it, here in Indiana, at least Clark County, Indiana, Greater Clark County schools, you don't have to go to college to be a teacher. You just have to go through a heck of a background check, and I don't know what else. This person graduated Charlestown High School either last year or year before. I'm going to say a year. And he's a teacher. Didn't go to college to be a teacher. I don't agree with it. People, check in the states where you live. See if something like that happens in your state. I don't know if you can check with your school board or whatever you all have in your state. I don't think that's right. Do they get paid the same as a teacher who went to college, got a teacher's license, and this and that? Because I know if you got a teacher's license, I believe this is in all 50 states, if you get in trouble, you lose your license to teach school. But how about the men and women who don't go to college and don't get their license? What kind of problems will they have? They can't lose their teaching license because they ain't got none. I want you all here on YouTube, anywhere in the United States, check your school corporation where you live and see if they done the same thing. I don't know how they get by with it. I'm not that smart. I know there's a shortage of teachers throughout the United States. Pepsi Zero in here. I dumped it in before I came live. Pepsi don't pay me anything for this. I just do it because I'm a type 2 diabetic. And I'm trying to educate you on sugar-free soft drinks. They got sugar-free root beer, sugar-free root beer, sugar-free Mountain Dew, and other soft drinks out there. And this is what this is about. I'm trying to educate you people. Anything that I buy, I talk about it, if it's good or bad. And you all know I've been talking about my LG ThinQ stove. It'd be a week tomorrow. Because we want our money back with the sales tax we paid on it, which is 7% on $1. And you saw the video. You heard what they said. LG people still have not decided to give us our money back. And I'm not going to put the reference number up because when you call them, it moved up to the next step. They don't know nothing, they say. But the more people that writes LG and complain what they doing to me, I live in Indiana. You can go back and other videos, especially the one I talk about the LG. I put the reference number and all this in it. And I want to thank you all. You all helped me get it to the next level. I want the money back with the 7% sales tax that goes on with it. And I want you all people, anything you buy, if you're going to buy something new, look it up on the internet. Look for recalls. See what people says about it. This been going on since December 12th or 13th or 24. It took 2 weeks to get the second one in. Within 3 weeks after we got it, the oven quit working. You can't set the time. You can't do nothing. The only thing you can do is use the burners. There's stuff I like to get and fix in the oven, like maybe pork chops. You shake and bake. You can't do that in a microwave. So LG stove sucks. So don't buy your LG stove, people. Hello, this is me. Hello, welcome, my friend. And as far as that rotary tiller, give you an update on that, which it was a Legion Force rotary tiller with tube tars, not tubeless. It had tubes in it. That's the worst thing that they made. That's the bad part about it. And it wouldn't go in reverse. And people, I'm going to put that up there. See, this is me. I want you to go to his YouTube channel. Watch his videos. Subscribe. If you like his videos, give him the thumbs up, hit the bell, help him out. That's what we're about, people. We a YouTube family. We help each other out. We're a family, not blood, but a YouTube family. That's what we do. And another thing I like for you to do, if you don't do it already, if you watch a video, you give them the thumbs up and you subscribe to it. And hoping that person subscribes to your channel or vice versa. That's what I do. If I like a video, I subscribe to their channel. I say, keep up the good work. I just subscribe to your channel. It'd be nice if you subscribe to mine and help me learn more about YouTube. That's what we're about. We help each other out. Since I'm on StreamYard, people, you see some of his videos. Triumphs Beware, TRYE. Oh, Triumphs Beware. If that wasn't for him, I couldn't figure out how to get StreamYard to working, even when I had the free version. And that's what we're about. We help each other out. Just like when I was streaming on my cell phone, I had Twitch on there. You all people on YouTube couldn't see the comments, but I could on my cell phone. And I got talking about computers, what I was trying to do. And because Twitch, they play a bunch of games on Twitch. If you like to play games on the internet, you can go to Twitch. And they said what you need is what they call a gaming computer. Thanks to a YouTube person, I got a new laptop, but it's not a gaming computer. Because you got a gaming computer, you got 1 to 2 TB of hard drive, you got a good graphics card, plenty of RAM. But people, my goal on a gaming computer is a desktop. Because a desktop, you could put more RAM in it, or you could change the graphics card, or you could put a bigger hard drive in it, this and that. You could do that yourself. And I've mentioned this before, back probably 20 so years ago, give or take a little. There was a TV show called Screensavers and Tech TV. That's all they talked about was computers. They showed you how to, from day one, to build a desktop computer, a motherboard, the graphics card, the hard drive, the power, you know what I'm talking about. But as far as a laptop, you can't do all this crap. You can't change the hard drive. You can buy your extender where you can plug it into your USB to give you a bigger hard drive. But the graphics card, I don't know. I've looked it all up on the internet, but I want to thank the people who has helped me out on YouTube. I got one smart aleck at a troll. instead of him or her giving me the thumbs up, they keep giving me the thumbs down. Why would you give somebody a thumbs down on Bob Joyce, who's a preacher? You know, oh, hello. Hello, John Wayne. Yeah, see, there's John Wayne. That's John Wayne, the kitty cat. You know, when I put the tree house together, I left it out here for him to, see Zoom type, see if what he would do. I put him in one of the houses. You got one on the third level that two kitty cats can get in. Then you got one on, I think, second floor. It's just small enough for one kitty cat, a small kitty cat to get in. And I know a bunch of you people out there have dogs, maybe other pets in your house. If you live out on the farm, you probably got a baby cow or a baby pig or a baby goat or something. I like watching some of those people who got pet pigs or pet cows, but it's nice, ain't it, Johnny? He's the oldest tomcat I got left. All the others has passed away because they was over 10 years old. It was their time to go. Ain't that right, Johnny? Yeah, I'm scratching his back. Oh, he goes crazy when I scratch his back. And every once in a while, you see me pop Mama Blackie up there. Instead, you look at my ugly mug shot. I'm joking on the mug shot. But I started letting Mama Blackie come in. She changed 100% from my outside cat. She would jump up here on my lap. I could pet her and all this. Outside, she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't even let you pick her up. And, she was a good mama cat and a good grandma. She passed away in December, which you saw because I talked about it. And this cat right here, John Wayne, when Mama Blackie came in the night before she passed away, she ate her canned food, some dry food, drank some milk, and went into the bathroom and got in the clothes basket. She usually sits in the chair that's in the bathtub that me and my son sits on and sleeps. Or she sleeps in the bathtub, but she slept in the clothes basket. I knew she was going to die. So John Wayne, this good tomcat, who's, I guess, 10 years old, stayed right with her until she went to kitty cat heaven. And I had those dollar store bags that, or that you get. I put her in it, then put another one, then took her outside, let her daughters look at her and her grandkids. They followed me right over where I had the hole dug. They watched me bury their mother and their grandmother. And after I fill it up, throw lime dust in there, pack it down, more lime dust. They all stayed around her grave. Animals is different. I've seen some of them. People lose a master. The dog come up to the casket or into the cemetery. If they live close to the cemetery, the dog would go to the cemetery and lay on their master's grave. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Johnny? Oh, you love me scratching your back. But when I was out Friday, I stopped in a place. I ain't going to say where. This good looking girl came in. I'm going to guess maybe 40s, give or take a little. Single, no boyfriend, no husband, 2 growing kids. I think 18 and 20, I would guess. She was cute. I wouldn't mind having her for my girlfriend. She got her own car. She's on disability. I could love somebody like her. But maybe I see her again one day. I told her where I live. But that's okay. Ain't that right, Johnny? Oh, you like me scratching your back? Yeah. You watch them claws. Oh, you gonna? Hmm? I gotta clean my fingernails since I'm scratching your back. Oh, you losing your winter hair? Yeah. You don't go outside, so why should you put on winter hair? So, Daddy, you keep the temperature in the house about 68 degrees. See, I'm old like you, Daddy. See, cat years, I guess. If John Wayne was a human, he'd be about my age. He'd be in the 70s, 10. Yeah, he'd be 70 something. What's them claws? Because I don't need to get cut. Not with all the medicine I take. And I think I'm going to keep it short. And yeah, I love you too. Yes, I do. Yeah, oh yeah. I ain't got nobody to scratch my back. If I had you to scratch my back, I'd be bleeding all over the place because you're like razor blades. Kitty cat claws, people, is like razor blades. He's going crazy because I'm scratching his back. And but if you work, take it easy. If you're married and got kids, before you go to bed, mother and fathers, tell your kids you love them before you go to bed, or before you go to work, or before they go to school. Tell them you love them. Because anything can happen, people. You can die in your sleep. Somebody can break in your house and kill you, or you get in a car wreck. Tell your kids you love them. Or maybe do a YouTube video. you can tell your kids stuff. People, since I started my YouTube video over a year ago, I've talked about my family medical history because I got over 15 kids on this planet, give or take a little. It could be more than 15. And what I know about my medical history, people, I'm adopted. And what I know by talking to my real mom, I found out 70, 71, 72 in that time frame, that everybody on my real side of dad family died between 60 and 65, a heart attack or stroke. I'm in my 70s. I was worried that I was going to die between 60 and 65. Two of my kids from my first marriage, number 1 and number 3, passed away. That leaves me with number 2 and number 4 left. Kids is not supposed to die before their parents does, but sometimes it happens. Don't ask me why. I'm not God. There's a reason. So people, eat the right food and have a garden. If you got a big enough yard, have your garden. Grow your tomatoes, cucumbers, beets, corn, radishes, lettuce, cabbage, whatever, green beans, corn, and learn how to can it. And because it's better for you people if you grow your own food and you can your food, because you know what you're getting, what you put in it. The stuff you get at the grocery store, they don't have everything on there telling you what it is, what's in it. And the eggs you buy at the grocery store, you do not know what those people feeds those chickens. The next time you go like a feed store, check the chicken food and you see what's in the food. Some of the chicken feed got medicine in it, which you and me could be allergic to it. And check if you live in the city or town, country, you have no problem, unless you live in HOA, and see if you can have chickens. And some of you like a rooster, but those cities and towns won't let you have a rooster because it's classified as a noise. Ouch! Because they crow about 5 o'clock in the morning. I miss my rooster. 5 o'clock every morning, he would crow. If I was to leave, he would crow like saying, "Bye, Daddy. See you when you get back." But thanks to the raccoons, I lost all of them. But I didn't know. I was a city boy. But I've learned about raccoons. You need a heavy-duty wire because them raccoons, ouch, is strong. They can rip that thin wire like it was nothing. So you can have a nice hen house, maybe enough for four and a rooster. And you could put you up 4x4s around it and put that heavy duty fence up around the chicken coop where you go out there. They can get out there and eat the bugs. In case some of you that's okay. This is me, But my oldest daughter, she lived down in Kentucky. I can't remember how she died. Or number 3, I don't know how she died. But their mom, I'll tell you something about their mom. I don't want you all to be mad at me. She was a deaf mute. She couldn't hear. She couldn't talk. And she knew when it was time for the babies to get fed. She knew when it was time to change the diapers, especially if they'd done number 2 because it stink. She knew. I used to drink back in those days. I'd be passed out on the front porch. Her mom would tell her, said, Tom's out there on the porch drunk and passed out. Put it that way. I got in trouble. I didn't get beat up. No matter she couldn't talk, but, deaf mutes can make different sounds. I knew what she meant. But I missed her. She was a great lady. I don't know if I ever told this story. You might. You people might believe it. What? I hope you all believe in God's and angel. Well, I was taking care of my mom. I was in the back bedroom. I guess I quit breathing. She showed up. She had coal black hair when we were together and had our kids. She couldn't talk or hear. Well, when she came back to me, you might think I'm nuts, but if you believe in God and angels, you know what I'm talking about. She came back to me. Her hair is a golden hair, like gold. And she could talk and hear. I had to pinch myself. I was asleep. Said, Tom, God sent me to you. I'm real happy up here in heaven. I could talk. I can hear. I can do things. And said, you need to go back. It's not time for you to die. God has something planned for you. I kind of wish he hurry up before I died. A little money would help out. And it'll help out a little bit. But she also told me, said, when it's time for you to kick the bucket, that's what I call it, kick the bucket, or said, go to heaven, I will come back and get you. But God wants you to go back and do good, help out the people, and talk about God. That's what I'm doing. Ladies is always right, people. That's how come your marriage lasts a long time. I know you men will disagree with me, but to keep peace in the family, they're always right. And but I told her her name was Rita. I said, Rita, it would help if I had some money where I wouldn't be broke. Have a nice vehicle, pickup truck, this or that. And God helped me get this house that I'm living in. Also, President Trump helped me get this house. If it wasn't for President Trump, I'd probably be living out on the street or underneath a bridge. But God has plans for every one of you out here on the planet. But don't give up. I try to help people out. That's how come I talk about things on here. You know, like I said, people, I'm in my 70s, 4 heart attacks, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, back problems. Those things that I can't do, I'm not supposed to do. And but God has something planned for me. I spend maybe $6 a month on the lotto. That's when I get paid, I usually buy me 2 tickets. But I don't know, God got something planned for me. I wish He hurry up. I'm not making anything from YouTube because I don't have I got 500 subscribers since they knocked it down to 500, but I don't have the 2,000 watch hours. It's just half of 1,000 subscribers, which you got to have 4,000 watch hours. And I'm not going to stay on here too long. I want to go back in the bedroom and finish watching NCIS with McGee and them. That's my Sunday night show that I watch. I want you all to say prayers for the people in Kentucky. Either Thursday, I think it was Friday. 18 people died in a tornado in Kentucky, if you saw that on your local news stations. And you heard me talk about a 6-year-old kid that got killed last week up in Austin, Indiana. That's the next town north of Scottsburg. Somebody ran the light. I don't know who. I wasn't there. But the cops blamed the one that the kids was in, blamed them for running the stoplight. People, that's how come I keep pushing. Get your dash cam. I've seen some advertise on TV and to do 4 sides, front, back, and the sides. Get you a dash cam in case you get hit in an intersection and you got the light green. That'll help you out because, you know, so get you a dash cam. If you don't get you a phone mount where you can record by just using your camera. And if nothing happens on it, you know, you can upload it to your YouTube channel. There is crazy people out there. Ain't that right, Johnny? Oh, this ain't the John Wayne you used to seeing on TV, the actor. But that's what I want you all to do. It might save you. You know, it might save you if you're in a wreck or a speeding ticket because they do have GPS and all that, which, you know, that'll show you your speed and stuff like that. Oh, you're getting fat. Yes, you are. You're getting fat. But any of you that has to go to work tomorrow or tonight, you have a safe trip to work. And also, people, another thing, since I've been watching HOA videos on YouTube, get you some cameras for your house, like the doorbell camera and stuff like that. Protect your property, protect your family. You know, because you might say, oh, it won't happen to you. Don't say that. It could happen. I'm going to look for pictures that instead of you seeing what's in my background, I got another flag to put up. And I got a Trump flag. I got that Saturday at the flea market. If you don't believe me, here it is, right here. So just be careful. And men, tell your girlfriend, your wife, she's always right. You know, you get along better. You don't want to sleep in the doghouse. You don't want to take cold showers. You know, that's how you make it 60 plus years of marriage. 4 to 15 kids and probably 20 grandkids and probably 10 great grandkids. You never know. But I've noticed people, since I'm back on StreamYard, using the Cat 8 cable, my internet is better on StreamYard instead of Wi-Fi because it, you know how Wi-Fi is. Because I got my cell phone on Wi-Fi, my TV on Wi-Fi. My son got his cell phone and his computer on Wi-Fi. You know, but I got this Cat 8 cable. I guess it's from UD Green, and thanks to 709 in the Providence of Canada, which he ain't on here tonight because it is Sunday. And I was trying to figure out how to hook the Cat 8 up to my laptop. Some laptops you can hook a Cat 8 to it. I knew one I wanted, but I didn't know what it was called. And he told me I got it. I ordered it. It came in a couple of days. My internet has really improved by using the Cat 8 instead of the Wi-Fi, even though I share videos on here. It helped out 100%. So thank you, people that has helped me out on Twitch, YouTube. You're very smart people. And that's what we about, people. Being good neighbors, good friends, good YouTubers. I'm 70 plus years old, people. Not supposed to get upset. And I didn't know certain things on YouTube or computers that you all have helped me out. And since there's people on here that watches the YouTube channel later has told me, I want to thank you out because God will reward you for helping people out. Some people say, nah, God ain't. You just have to believe. If you listen to Bob Joyce video, his sermon, go back and watch my 7 o'clock video on Bob Joyce tonight. Listen to it. He had a good sermon tonight. He's in Benton, Arkansas. And I know some of you think he is so-and-so. He could be. That's why I cannot share his church music. It's copyrighted by Elvis Presley. So what's that tell you? If he's dead, how can he copyright the church music? It's God's music. I'll leave it up to you. But I saw a lady, she was on YouTube. I think it was YouTube. She went down to Benton, Arkansas and saw Bob Joyce. You can't take any videos while the service is going on. Bob Joyce has spent some time with you, take pictures, this and that. She is 100% sure that Bob Joyce is Elvis Presley. You all might not think so. But if you're really a true Elvis Presley fan, you know what I'm talking about. If you all in the recording world, come on, it's time for you to get down. You're getting too heavy. Thank you. No. What you doing back up here? You're getting heavy. I said, Daddy, you're scratching my back. He's back up here. And you do a voice, of him singing certain music and compare that to Elvis Presley. I guess you call it a voice analyzer. Well, you all people that's into it know what I'm talking about. I know a couple of people who's in that field. I told them what songs to do. It came back 100% that Bob Joyce was Elvis Presley. I've seen video that Bob Joyce said, "I am Elvis." So, but people, it's time for me to get off of here because some of you has to go to work or go to bed where you can get your kids up where they have to go to school. If you all still in school here in the United States, please watch out for the yellow school buses on the way to school or on the way home. Be careful. And also, if you're driving, slow down and pull over if there's an emergency on the right lane or a tow truck, fire department, anything like that, or a highway department. Move over, slow down and move over if you can without causing a wreck. So I want you all have a great evening. Tell your wives you love them or your mate. I want to thank your YouTube people very much. Some of you have asked me to do this and that. I've done court videos like last year. I done the Karen Read trial. And I didn't get that many views because there's a whole lot of other people that's doing that. Turtle Boy. I aired one of Turtle Boy's video a month or so ago. I warned everybody it's rated X because there'd be cussing, and this and that. But people, the evidence that I saw watching that trial every day, police video where they was behind her SUV with the dash cam showing she did not have a busted tail light. Like they claimed during the trial. How come the cameras went down in the Sally port? There's too many questions in my book on reasonable doubt. And you all smart, why didn't the police go in the house where he was murdered at? Why did they get rid of the dog? Why did they jackhammer the concrete floor? Why did they sell the house? Number one, the city police should never investigate that. It should be in the sheriff's department or the state police. One state police got fired, So, to me, all the evidence that I heard last year on Karen Read, to me, not guilty. You can't take in, they say, well, she was drunk. People, here's my question. They shouldn't even allow that in because she never was charged with drunk driving or PI, no blood work, no breathalyzer. How could she be drunk? They got no proof that she was drunk. No blood work, no breathalyzer, no portable breath. That shouldn't be brought up. I'm not a lawyer, but I have helped lawyers out in my younger days. And See, you keep sliding down, Johnny. Look at people. Look at show you how you are. Yeah, but your adults. You remember when you young, your dad and your mom always said, "Lay me down the street," or something like. I forget how it goes. I had to say that every night when I was young. About lay my head down, or you all know how it goes. Well, this is me. I would put the money in the bank and CDs, gold bars, uh, pay my house off, get me a new vehicle, do some work to my house. I buy the property where I'm at because I got the back 40 and I got this over there is probably an acre or two to the west side of my house. I would buy that, build onto my house. I wouldn't go out and buy 30 to 1,000 acres, 6-bedroom house. You know what that means for a single man like me? That means more housework I have to do. And you said girlfriends, people, if the girls don't want me now, if I was to hit the $1 million, I knew that's all they'd be after is my money. I said, no, I think I'd be a tightwad like my son. He don't spend his money. He saves it. He only buys what he needs. I don't know where he gets being a tightwad because his mom wasn't a tightwad. And, make my house a little bit bigger. And, people, I know this takes a special contractor. I would have him raise my house up, put a basement underneath it, and make my kitchen a little bit bigger, and a garage, and an upstairs. Put in a walk-in tub, on where I'm at now, and maybe a upstairs walk-in tub. And for a roof, I would get a metal roof. Let me explain what I could. They make a metal roof that looks like shingles. I would do that. I would blacktop my road out here and have, if I could buy the back 40 and the property to the west, I would fence it all in. And I like, that's what I like to do. Put carpet in the bedrooms. I hate waking up to a cold floor. So I would put carpet in the bedrooms and maybe in this little hallway going to the bathroom. And change the inside of it. You all seen what log cabins look like inside. That's what I would do. Make me a bigger porch. That's one I would like. And donate money to St. Jude's Hospital. You all know who St. Jude's are. I would do that. And the Shriners. You all see St. Jude's and the Shriners on your TV. I would do that. I would donate money to the Wounded Warriors to help our veterans out. That's some of the things I like to do. The last time I had a new vehicle was in 1973. I would love to have a new pickup truck. Some people say, what kind of pickup truck you want? Well, I would go with a Jeep Gladiator. It's a small bed, but it's still a pickup truck with maybe a standard transmission. After I buy the west side property and the back 40, which that's on the south side of my house, I build me a big barn where I can store a tractor. Ouch! What's them claws? John Wayne. Ow! Okay, you get out. Get out. That hurt. Oh, man. I hope I ain't bleeding. Oh, that hurt. Cotton picker. Oh, Lordy. He gets special treatments. He's real lovable. But it's time for me to get off of here, people. I'm sorry you had to hear that, but Cotton Picker, he hurt me. And I want to thank you all. So you all have a great week. Take it easy working. Hello. Is that, let's see. Hello. Oh, that one ain't working. Hello. Oh, I know what happened. It ain't plugged in. Pee Wee Herman. Let's see which hole it goes in. Okay, now it's working. I wonder how come I did have all these lights working. Because I try to keep my chair pushed in because he hasn't been up here on my table. He must got up here sometime today. So, people, peace, aloha. I'll catch you all later. I love you.